MOTHERHOODRadio.com, the world's greatest radio. That's radio the way it should be heard. And this is Quia Morgan Hill on the Quia Morgan Hill Show. And I have in the building with me Miss Rosalind Ngazi, Denisha, Emerald Sparks, and JR Jr. How y'all feeling today?
Amazing.
Good. Yes,
we are here.
I'm feeling good. I'm black and I ain't here to stop resisting today.
Good. That's good. That paper thin mustache. But we ain't gonna talk about that today.
It's alright. My beard getting official.
Well, before we jump back into the topic, though, I do have an announcement to make. Me and JR is partnering up.
Hey.
So he's going to do a segment on the show every Tuesday that we have a show. And the segment's going to be Laugh a Day. So it's that time. You know what they say, laugh a day keeps the depression doctors away. So, JR, what you got for us?
Basically, I just wanted to talk a little bit about these topics. The first thing I wanted to address is that, one of our topics is how to get on welfare. I want to tell people, don't be ashamed to be on welfare. Matter of fact, you should be proud to be on welfare. And if you are ashamed to be on welfare, sell me your stamps. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's a real simple request, because here's the thing. They don't approve you for welfare unless you need it, and they're going to check you every year. So guess what? If you get welfare and you happen to get a good job, you deserve those extra 8 months of food stamps. And your children also deserve name brand groceries. I don't know about y'all, but my kids are tired of eating Sergeant Berry. They want the official Captain Crunch. That's all I'm saying. So as far as getting off welfare, it is okay to want to do better for yourself, but as long as they provide that blessing, take it as a blessing. What me and my wife did when we were receiving TANF, and for those that don't know, that's temporary needy assistance, when we no longer needed TANF, we froze the card. That way, when we took our next vacation, y'all paid for it. So I'm just saying, sometimes you need it. Now, another thing we was talking about is how to save money. The best thing you can do for yourself is stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of y'all need to keep up with the Jenkins. That's all I'm saying. You got to know where you at in life. And I see a lot of young men wearing name brand jeans. Why spend $200 on a pair of jeans? Nobody's going to know what you spent on your jeans. I get all my jeans from City Trends and everybody tell me they hot. That's all I'm saying. Instead of shopping at Macy's, you need to shop at Marshall's. Just switch the M's up. Everybody can save money. It's just a matter of adjusting the little things. And I heard somewhere, I think you said it, that the average black woman net worth is $5.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I blame that. No disrespect on our parents. Because I sell cars for a living, and I see 18, 19-year-olds coming in with established credit. And none of them have our skin tone. So we need to ask ourselves why. What are they doing different? What are you learning in your household?
Well,
go ahead.
That's okay. That's why we're going to talk about it. So basically, I did some research on this. Well, first off, Emerald, did you know that the net worth of a single black woman is $5? Emerald, are you still there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, I did know that.
Oh, so was I the only one that did not know that? Because when I first found out, they were trying to make me feel bad because I didn't know it.
No,
but we ain't
you
gonna talk about that.
Have reason to know, like, that's my expertise, so I kind of know what our net worth is as a black population versus the white population. So
okay, all right. So maybe I shouldn't have asked you then. Rosalind, Denisha,
yes.
Did y'all know it was $5? Because I didn't.
Absolutely.
I believe it, yes. I didn't know for sure, but I do believe that to be accurate.
Okay.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So let me just throw out the numbers here. So white women, single white women aged 36 to 49, their net worth is $42,600. Okay. And then, so for a married black woman, though, the net worth is $31,500, and for a married white woman, it's $167,500 for their net worth.
Wow.
Right.
That is not surprising.
Maybe we really should be looking for a good man.
On a realistic note. On a realistic note.
Credit.
I think we should be looking for a good man. I don't know about y'all.
Do we know how people come up with those figures as far as what net worth is?
It's assets and liabilities.
Assets. Key word: assets and liabilities. Mm-hmm. What are assets? Give me just a couple examples of assets.
Assets, properties,
stocks, mm-hmm. Things that can be handed down generation to generation, right?
True. So what behaviors in a black woman is basically hindering us?
we are not educating ourselves. We are hindering ourselves. There's no one to blame. And that's just it. We are not choosing what's best for us. Period.
Right.
See, I think we've come to make so many excuses. That's that mentality. It's a choice. Period.
Yeah.
So we have given in to the pity. We have given in to the heartaches. And we have totally just given up. And we have been accustomed. We have become accustomed to being controlled and dictated by the government. And I think today motherhood needs to look mature, that women and mothers need to stand up, stop blaming our fathers. I'm sorry, JR, I know you said it's our parents' fault, but once you become an adult and you can say it's our parents' fault, it's now your responsibility to uneducate and re-educate yourself, brother. And that's what it is all together as a community. We need to educate ourselves, because if we don't do it, no one else will. And either you live or die, and we need to choose life. And even though the jokes are extremely amazing, I love them. I just think it's not a laughing matter at this point, because seeds, we can't laugh about the conditions of our minds where the economy is going and what we need to do. So, JR, I know you're a comedian, my brother. I'm not coming against you. You're absolutely funny. That's just me and the way I feel about what needs to happen. We need to make a choice.
I feel like we need to tithe more.
Right. Everybody's not.
They gotta do with anything.
No, I'm not talking about to no church. I'm talking about take your 10% and invest it back in yourself.
Yes.
Because I'm saying over the 150 years that the black church been going, where have they invested in you? I'm just asking the general question, because the money would have served a lot better in your IRA or 401k.
Oh, he went there.
Yeah.
That's the general question.
I agree.
When you get on your knees and you pray at night, does God send the collection plate around your bedroom?
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Hey, you know what? I posted
a whole separate radio show on how the black church has helped or hurt the black community. Can we have a whole separate?
Oh, yes, we can, girl. You know that's coming.
Call me, because my God, I don't even want to get into that right now.
I'm definitely gonna call you, girl, because we are definitely gonna talk about that here soon. But
I will come to Columbus personally.
Oh shoot! Well, then we got to do that soon, then, because I have to meet you in person, girl. You so dope. But I posted this on Facebook after I found out about it, and so many people were in their feelings and uptight about the net worth of a black woman was $5.
Oh my God!
Yes,
I read that.
Somebody hit me with a Bible scripture.
It was a negative network, to be honest.
Well,
I think, first off, I don't think people knew what net worth was at first. But then somebody hit me with the Bible scripture, and I said, well, if I would have known that I could turn that Bible scripture into currency, I would have ripped that page out and paid my rent with it. And you know what? He couldn't come back after that. He didn't have nothing to say after that.
Because I have so many clients that come to me and feel like money is dirty, like they shouldn't go out here and chase money and be wealthy, and that's just a nasty, dirty, ungodly thing. I said, T.D. Jakes ain't broke.
That's so
he
true.
He is not broke, okay?
That is so true. That is so true. So I want to ask, what are some behaviors in the black woman that is hindering us from our net worth being more?
One, we don't want to pay for nothing. I'm going to just put that out there, being in financial services and offering people solutions to help their situation. They don't want to pay for nothing.
We don't want to pay our bills. We don't want to.
You know what I mean? People hit me up talking about, they need help with their credit. I have a credit restoration program. It's not free. I'm sorry. You're going to have to pay to get your credit together. So they don't want to pay for it. Or they let their lack of not knowing something stop them from doing it altogether. So I get so many questions about, how do I start investing? I don't know. I'm scared. It's risky. I'm like, well, it is, but either you're going to learn about it and take this workshop, or you still just not going to know.
That's a good point. It's basically too many boosters and not enough investors.
It's hard. It's hard being rich, and it's hard being broke. I would just ask you to pick your heart.
Okay. So let's ask the people, which heart would you pick?
Hard between what? Being rich and broke?
Yeah.
Man, listen. Listen,
Don't they
first
say
of
more
all,
money, more problems, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
hard is
say
hard
that.
is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, life is what you make it. I've been homeless before and it was easy. I ain't had nothing to do. So it's a matter of perspective.
What?
I mean, think about it. All I ate was bananas. I was in shape. I spent 55 cents a day. Now, it's a rough life, but I was happy and I was living. Now, I done had some money before, but I mean, money don't equal I think it's a balance of everything else you do in your life. I don't think your pocketbook is going to make you happy or sad. I mean, think about it. Two very rich people just killed themselves.
Very true.
When I cry,
that's because the difference
I wanna
between
cry.
wealth
Crying at my house.
and riches.
Yeah.
Emerald said when she cried. What you say, girl? You want to cry and what?
I'd rather cry inside of my house than underneath a bridge. I'll be honest. So
She got a good point there. But why do you think there's such a wealth gap there in those numbers?
Oh, well, that's what I was talking about before we went on break. The financial service industry was not set up for us.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's generational. So I also read an article that says that one of the hindrance of wealth in the black community is that each generation has to start over again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the generation of our counterpart, they don't have to start over. Like, somebody has died and left somebody some money, a house, or some land that they can start the next generation off of and set them up for success. I used to work in insurance. You know how many people I said, well, the last check that I get is going to bounce. Or, I ain't trying to get no insurance on nobody because I don't want nobody to kill me. Like, I've heard
that's
so
the
many,
stupidest.
or I've had the struggle, so they had the struggle. It builds character. I'm like, huh? So I've heard so many.
That's broke people talk.
Well, that struggle builds character.
That sounds like something my dad said. You want them Jordans, but them other Nikes, they got character.
I mean, just as you said, it is generational. So if we're not taught that as children, if we're not taught how to save, if we're not taught how to budget, if we're not taught how to manage our money, I mean, if you're not taught that as a young child, then you won't know how to do that as an adult, and you won't know how to pass it on to your children.
And having kids at a young age too.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely gonna put you back.
And then we
pro-choice.
also in the black community that when you get 18, you get kicked out.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, that's another thing. I know people who still stay with their parents, like, and they're able to kind of mitigate, kind of build their credit, or have a sizable down payment for an apartment, and then have the money to furnish it, or whatever. So it's a whole lot of things. Like 18, you grown, get kicked out, or you have a grown child staying with you, and you make them pay half your rent, like y'all roommate.
But they don't even know how to be adults themselves, because if they did, they wouldn't still be at home. So,
right. So it's a lot of different factors.
It seems like it. I mean, there's more than just 5. There's more than just 6. Actually, looking over this paper, there's a lot of different factors about this wealth gap, and that's just ridiculous. It's like we're fighting something that's never going to really happen. Like, we're never going to get ahead.
Well, that's your mindset. If you believe that,
that's but that's what it seems like, because it's generational curses. And we just can't do it as one person.
No, you can't do it as one person, but you cannot depend on anyone else to do it for you. And that's where that survival mentality that's been passed down from generation.
Right.
Our parents, and they didn't know how to teach us money because they didn't know it. Now, that's not all. There was the Black Wall Street. There were some very wealthy black folks, but it's a choice. And today, there are wealthy African Americans, and there are poor African Americans. And the difference is your choices. You got to get so tired. Behaviors. Mm-hmm. But what was taught, when you can recognize I've been taught wrong, and you can say that,
and you want to make a change,
it is now definitely your responsibility to unteach yourself. Because when you can say I've been taught wrong, then you recognize that there is something that you have responsibility in. And I think the responsibility lies with us. We got to stop placing blame, and we got to own it. And at this point in the game, it's a choice. And for those of us on this panel who have been taught wrong, it's our decision to do whatever we can. Like my mother, I don't no longer blame her. She was a single parent, and her method of parenting I would never mimic. However, she gave us what she had. So now it's my duty to unteach myself and to relearn in the areas that I thought that she failed. And one of those is economic development and financial literacy for our children.
Now, I'm going to be honest.
That's deep.
I grew up in a two-parent household, and both of my parents were working class, great jobs. We grew up in the suburbs, and my parents always worked hard and provided for us financially. I think that it just, each situation is a bit different. My parents taught us the value of hard work, about saving, about having good credit, about all these things. But I think even with some children in our community, if things are given to us easily, and if we don't really understand, someone can tell you, well, you got to work hard to get it. But if it's given to you and you don't really understand the value of that hard work, then you don't necessarily carry on those values. So I do see a lot of people, just even in my own family, that have had a lot of things given to them, but because it was easily given to them, they take advantage of it, and they don't really understand the value of all of those lessons that were learned. And so they end up creating a struggle for themselves when they didn't necessarily have to. You know, and it actually, just even with my parents and within my own family, I see it, and it causes a lot of frustration from my parents when they see some of my siblings that make unnecessary struggles for themselves when they have all the core values and all of the tools that it takes to be able to be successful. But it just really just depends. It honestly just depends on the person. It depends on the person's effort. It depends on how much they're willing to put into being to having a legacy. I'm always about a legacy.
Definitely, that's what it's all about.
Yes, I have children. My children see how hard I work. My children see me struggle. My children see me succeed. But I think that it's a lesson for me to pass on to them, and they watch everything. I have a business. My children work with me in my business. I don't have a staff. My children are my staff, and because of that, they see, oh shoot, well mom ain't got enough money to pay the electric bill this month because she had to pay for this and she had to pay that and she had to pay this, and so they see that, they see the struggles, but then they also rejoice in the successes as well. I know I probably am getting off topic.
I think that's very important.
But
I think that's very important because when I speak to a lot of different people, especially black parents, they want to shield their kids from bills. Like, I don't know how many times I've heard like, that's none of your business, stay in the child's place.
Absolutely. I say it to my kids all the time.
So by not exposing them to what bills are like, or to not exposing them like, this is what, I go to work for, and this is what electricity pays, this is how much gas is. Like, when I get in that car, like, I know you don't see the gas go down, but I do. You think it's very simple to pick you up from 5 different places in one day. They don't understand it has a monetary value attached to it. And so by exposing your kids, instead of just saying, I ain't got it, I ain't broke, do I look like an ATM, money don't grow on trees, those are the type of things that they, grow up with, thinking like money is hard to attain, I have to work really, really, really hard. When in actuality, money is very easy to attain. So they have these perceptions and these things that they have formulated as a child because of what they have heard their parents say, and then their own relationship with money manifests into when you become an adult. So,
JR, I got to ask you a question. So when you were homeless, were your kids homeless with you?
Oh, nah, man. When I was homeless, I didn't have kids. I'd have ran to one of y'all house, to be honest with you. I'm just saying, Freeway said it best. If my kid's hungry, I'll snatch the dishes out your kitchen. When I was homeless, in all reality, what it was, when I was homeless because I couldn't get along with my father. I thought that my poop didn't stink. I said some things I shouldn't. He kicked me out. And, that's how life works sometimes. But I thank him for kicking me out because it taught me how to survive. I was a spoiled child. I needed to live those couple weeks on bananas to humble myself.
Not the couple weeks
on bananas. But no,
do you all know that minority women in Franklin County have the highest rate of eviction?
Really?
In the county. I do have some facts, but we are, I want to say, out of last year, I don't remember the quite percentage, but I think out of 13,000 evictions, 9,000 were of minority women, and most of them were single moms. And so the eviction rate is really disproportionate, especially for women. And there's a lot of women that are homeless, that are dealing with homelessness, that are struggling just to pay their rent, that don't qualify for certain
benefits.
Yeah, federal benefits, either Section 8, because there's some waiting lists that takes forever to get on, or they don't qualify for a lot of different programs, and so they are struggling. And the cost of rent is almost as much as what some people make in a month. If you have a large family, you have 4 or 5 kids, and you work a job making $9 or $10 an hour, you don't want to live somewhere that you may feel is unsafe or isn't clean or is unsanitary. You want to live in a decent place.
Hello, beautiful people. Edit Glow reporting live.
And so to live in some decent places, you're going to have to pay $1,200-$1,300 a month to rent, and people can't afford that.
Right.
And so a lot of people get caught in that trap.
So does anyone have any resources for women, single black women at that, besides welfare? Are there any resources out there?
Yes, Spectrum. Go work in the inbound call center. Even if you suck, you'll make $42,000. I sucked, I made $45,000. I'm just saying. They'll hire anybody. They hire 20 people every 2 weeks. Pass a P test, make $42,000 a year, even if you're terrible. I'm just saying.
I would like to say this. I would like to say that yes, there are resources, but earlier in the program we spoke about government. Most of the resources are government funded, is limited. And speaking from a woman who just rebuilt her life from homelessness after divorce, living in a van, having 2-3 small children, and figuring out how it's going to work because I did not qualify for any government assistance. So the resources that women need to tap into are their skills, talents, and abilities. Because we have skills, talents, and abilities that can generate income. We got to start understanding who we are as African American women, number one, as mothers, and understanding that there is a way outside of reaching outward. We all have skills, talents, and abilities to generate money. How did I rebuild my life from homelessness after divorce, from ground zero, literally maintaining an entrepreneurial path? I asked God, show me the skills, talents, and abilities that I have to make money. How am I going to do this? And I put myself in a place that was over my head. I was paying $1,200 in rent. But after being homeless, that's when I made the choice. I refused poverty. I refused government assistance because I knew the state of mind that I was in, and at the age, if I was to get on government assistance now from the generations before me, I probably won't make it out. So I put myself in a place where I had to get up and work every day or not live. You know what I'm saying?
It was a motivating factor.
So the thing is, you know, I think the poor, pissy poor me, my mother, my grandmother.
Sob stories.
It's like, get over it. Seriously. Right. And that's the reality that I had to get. Like, when I say get over it is choose.
Yeah, because you're
get over it.
What you gonna do?
Just choose.
And if you know how to do hair and lashes, go ahead and start up that business.
And when you choose, know what you're choosing. Because if you choose to stay where you are, then understand what comes with that. Right. Understand what comes with that choice. Now, and if you're choosing to stay on government assistance and not do nothing better for your life, stop complaining and understand what comes with that choice.
And sell me the stamps. But seriously, some people on Facebook Live, first of all, shout out to my homeboy Adam Kinser. He had an excellent quote. He said that his father always taught him to pay the price now so you could pay any price later. And what he also did, Adam from Cincinnati, by the way, he said you can holler at the Brighton Center if you're in one of those situations where you may need some things where other people turning you down. Also, Miss Blonde Curls had told us to talk about Ohio Guidestone because they find all the resources.
Yeah, Ohio Guidestone is an amazing resource. Yes, Ohio Guidestone, YWCA. There's a lot of resources out there. 211, right?
Well, unfortunately, we gotta go. Y'all. So I want to leave y'all with motivation of the day, because you know I like to keep it positive at the end of the show. So motivation of the day is keep your dreams alive. Understand to achieve anything requires faith and believe in yourself, vision, hard work, determination, and dedication. All right, I'll see y'all later. It's your girl, Quia Morgan Hill. Mwah!